What's the point in me suffering just for the sake of me saying that I'm married? Men just want to kill us. They just want us to have their offsprings and they just want to kill us. Beautiful people, I hope you guys are all doing well. If you're new to my channel, hello, hi, my name is BelleImichelle. I do fashion videos, travel vlogs, as well as a lot of hair tutorials. If you're not already subscribed, I think you should subscribe. Now, this is actually a bit weird for me because I haven't actually filmed a video in quite some time. I know I've been putting up travel vlogs and other types of videos. I haven't actually sat down and spoken to the camera in a while, but it feels so good to be doing so. Firstly, before we start, I do want to say Happy New Year. I know we're in March, but better late than never, right? And with the way my 2019 is going, I writ off January, so theoretically my new year started in February, so I think it's okay, maybe no. But I hope 2019 is going well for you so far. And what I also want to say is I want to say a massive thank you to all of you for all of your congratulations, all of the love, all of the support. So I am engaged now. I don't have my, oh no, wrong hand. I don't have my engagement ring on right now. That's a story for another time. But I am engaged. Well, actually, I'm not actually just engaged. I'm actually Islamically married as well. I got engaged on my birthday. My fiance proposed to me in the Maldives and it was the most amazing thing ever. The vlog is up on my channel. I'll put it in the iCards there. And then we got Islamically married in December, but it was really small, really intimate. Yeah, so under the gaze of Islam, we are married. We are planning the wedding now. So yeah, there's so much going on right now, which is why I thought on my Instagram I would do a Q&A. So Q&A kind of life update for you guys as well, because the last Q&A I did, which was the first Q&A I ever did, was last year, and it was I think in about June, July-ish. So yeah, just a little under a year now. I don't usually do Q&As often, but with everything that's gone on, I thought it would only be right to come back here, not just doing a haul and jumping right back into it, but actually doing a Q&A and letting you guys know what's happening with me. But so yeah, I got engaged ages ago and I didn't like announce it on social media or anything until this year. And literally I put a tweet up. I'll put a picture of the tweet, and literally as soon as I tweeted that, my phone was doing ping 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 ping. I didn't expect it to, you know, go off like that. So I don't have my notifications for my Twitter on. I don't have notifications for any apps on, but I literally had to just log out of Twitter because every time I opened it, it was just notification after notification. But I really appreciate all the love, and for the most part it's all been positive, and I'm kind of happy that I didn't put anything on social. I'm not really like that. You guys already know me. When it comes to my relationships and my family, I don't hide anything, but I'm very careful not to overshare. So like I said, because I haven't filmed for a while, I thought the best way to jump back in would be to do a Q&A. So I asked on my Instagram for people to send me questions, and I actually got quite a few. If you're not following me on Instagram, what are you doing? I think you should. It is BelleImichelle, and I interact a lot with you guys on Instagram as well, and I have a lot of things coming up on my Instagram. It's actually one of my goals this year to grow my Instagram following. I've never been too fussed about it, but this year I've actually made it a priority to try and be more consistent on it and grow, as well as grow my YouTube channel as well, and just grow the whole brand of BelleImichelle. So the first question is, what is your inspiration? My inspiration, I always say, is my family, particularly my parents. I think I've said this story already. My parents had a pretty good life back home, came here and literally had to start from the bottom up. I've seen my parents graft. I've seen my parents go through university to now excel in their careers, and to do it when they came to this foreign country when they didn't want to. We were very well off back home, being forced to come to this country, being forced to have to start all over again, and to really come to a point where they're doing really well from this. That's my inspiration, because for me, I feel like I have no excuse not to fail, and it's the reason why I work so hard. So yeah, they are my main inspiration, and I do have other inspirations here and there, different people like Michelle Obama, Beyonce, but my main thing about inspiration is I'm really inspired by hard work. So anyone who works really hard, but not just works hard but works smart as well, I'm really inspired by that, by their story, and I always want to know how they do it and how I can implement that into my own life. How did you feel when the love of your life got on one knee. There's a lot of questions, as I expected, about me, my fiance and everything. So a lot of them are repeated. So I'm just gonna answer I'm not gonna answer the ones that are repeated. I'll just answer them one off. So how did you feel when the love of your life got on one knee? I was shocked. I was overcome with so much emotion. I think you'll see in the video. So I had a water villa and he proposed in the water villa, and where we were standing, so you see the flowers on the floor, and under the flowers was this YSL bag that I have wanted for ages. I'm planning to buy it myself. So I thought, oh my god, that's why he hyped up my birthday present, because he literally got me this bag that I really wanted. And it wasn't until like there's a point where you see me standing there, my hands are like this, and I'm like, when he did that, I was thinking, oh my god, I think he's proposing. And I turned around and I was just literally like, oh my god. I was crying so much. That's the other reason why I put his voiceover through the thing, because if not, it was literally me going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like I was crying profusely. I was just filled with so much happiness and so much joy. There was actually a point where I thought I would never get married, because I haven't had the best examples of good healthy marriages, and it was something that I actually battled with. Even though I'm a Muslim and I know that it's one of the things that we're meant to do, everything that I wanted to gain out of a marriage, I didn't have a lot of examples of people who had that. And it's not that I had this perfect view of marriage, that it's all roses and everything. I'm very much a realist, but most of the marriages that I've seen have somewhat been very toxic, and a lot of the time the woman suffering. And I just thought, what's the point in me suffering just for the sake of me saying that I'm married? And if you look at statistics, women who aren't married are actually more happier than women who are. And even when you look at divorce rates, it's women that are happier outside or after a divorce than men. Marriage actually benefits men more than it does women. So all of these things were just coming in my mind. So there was a period where I literally thought men just want to kill us. They just want us to have their offsprings and they just want to kill us. But being with my husband, he's such an amazing man, and I've seen every part of him. Similarly, he's seen that of me, and I just love him so much. And I was just so happy. I was just so shocked, but I was so happy. And yeah. Do you have a favorite sibling? Yes, I do. Pasoma is my favorite sibling. You guys will see him. He pops up. He's my youngest brother. I think he's everyone's favorite, just because so he's autistic, because he's like our baby. Sometimes we baby him too much because we're now trying to teach him to be more independent. He's everyone's favorite just because he's the baby. What are you doing for a living? So I work in orthopedics, and specifically within robotic assisted surgeries. Were you popular in school? No, I was not. In the beginning of secondary school, I was a bit of a geek. Then when it got to more like year 11 and year 10, I would say I started to get more comfortable in myself, and I was just a normal person. How long have you been with your fiance? I have been with him, it's just been over a year now. Would you describe yourself as introverted or extroverted? I would describe myself as a bit of both. I would say throughout the years I have become more extroverted just as my confidence has grown, but originally I was very much an introvert. How long have you been natural, and do you wear your hair out often? Yes. Firstly, how long have you been natural? I have been natural since I started university, so about 6 to 7 years now. And do I wear my natural hair out? Yes, all the time. This is my natural hair right now. On a day-to-day basis, I am always in my natural hair tied up in a bun. Now I am starting to do like a low bun as well, but 90% of the time I wear my natural hair out. Are you wealthy, or is your fiance wealthy? No and no, neither of us are wealthy. We just work really hard. Why is this woman always, I swear to God, whenever I decide to film a video, that is when my family decides they just want to just shout. Every time shouting. Sometimes just be cool, calm, collected. Ugh. Are you wealthy, or is your fiance wealthy? No, neither of us are wealthy. We just work really hard. We invest our money really well. We're just regular people trying to make it in this life. Honestly, it's hard out in these streets. How was the transition from dating to marriage for you and your partner? Between me and him, really easy. The thing that made it a bit difficult after being engaged was all the extra traditional things, and like it really took a toll on me, because after being engaged I was just happy, I was enjoying my engagement, and then all these other things came up. Oh, you have to do this, oh there's this, that and the other, this tradition. And me and my parents butted heads a lot, because I feel like a lot of our traditions are very toxic. A lot of our traditions cater to men. I'm gonna say it right now, sometimes in the Gambian community they see marriage as like a business transaction, and this is nothing against like my parents, his parents, or anyone's parents. Some of the traditions, that's how I interpreted it. Like, it's a bit like, what's this for a blessing? You should want to bless me just to bless me. Yes, So that it was more the whole cultural things that you have to do that stressed me out. But in terms of me and him, it was pretty easy because we haven't had our wedding yet. Literally now it's just saving for the wedding, saving for the house. So we're still going through that transition period right now. But do you feel like you should have your life figured at 22? Absolutely not. I didn't even have my life figured out at 22. We have this view that we're meant to have everything right in our 20s, when in actual fact your 20s are the years where you need to experiment, do different things. You also should use your 20s to build the foundations of what you want to do, but don't solely focus on that. You definitely don't have to have your life sorted out by 22. Ultimately, enjoy your 20s because you're never going to get them back. How do you deal with things not going exactly to plan, like if you like life or career wise? Just trying to be adaptable. Just adapt, and I think that's a good skill to have in life. You have to be adaptable. Don't let any situation stress you or get you down, and it can be hard. Try to learn from every situation. Try to learn from every situation, from the good and the bad. Don't think of anything as ever being an L. Instead of it being an L as a loss, think of it being an L as a learning curve. What inspired you to do YouTube? So I started my YouTube channel the year before I started university, and my main inspiration was my parents. We literally moved from one side of London to the complete opposite side that's not even London. For me, it was a completely new, different environment, and initially I found it hard to make new friends. I was just scrolling through YouTube, and the first YouTuber I ever found was Shirley. So Shirley B. Anyang, she was the first YouTuber I ever found years ago. And then I found Patricia as well, but this was back in the day when she had a natural hair channel as well, and also Sammy Beauty Crush. I fell in love with this community of women that spoke about beauty and fashion, and I really loved fashion and hair particularly, so that was the core of my channel, and that's why I started my channel. And it allowed me to express that creative side of me. I've always been a scientist at my core. I've always loved science, particularly biology and chemistry. I've always been a scientist, always loved science, but I've always had that creative side to me. When I was younger, I would make dresses, I have a sewing machine, I would do alterations, I would try and do a lot of DIY things to my clothes. And as well as with my hair, I started doing my hair when I was 9, just experimenting with different styles. And when I saw these girls online doing all of this, I thought, wow, I want to be part of this community. And that's probably why I always loved YouTube, and why I've always held on to my YouTube being a hobby more than a career. But I've now come to the point where I wouldn't necessarily say I want my YouTube to be a career, but I definitely want to see more progression in my YouTube. I have seen a lot of progression in my YouTube. I still remember the day when I had like 100 subscribers, and I was so happy. But I just thinking of YouTube more as a business now rather than just a hobby. Not necessarily to make it a career, but make it a more lucrative hobby. But my core inspiration was it allowed me to express my creative side. Top destinations in the Gambia. I'm the wrong person to ask this question. I have literally only, as an adult, I've only been to Gambia twice. So for me, unfortunately, although it's my home, it's still a foreign land because I left there when I was about 5. I hadn't been back for about 20 years. So for me, I'm still learning the top things to do in Gambia. How did you meet your fiance, and is he from the same countries as you? This was actually a question I got quite a lot, particularly where's your fiance from? Where's your fiance from? Where's your fiance from? I think a lot of people think my fiance is from the Middle East. He's not. My fiance is half Gambian and half Norwegian, and I've actually said it before that he's half Gambian and half Norwegian, and I'm half Gambian and half Senegalese, and we met in Norway. I have a lot of family that lives in Norway, so we were friends for a few years, and then that's when he decided to make his move. Which job are you doing at the moment, and how's it going? I've already answered that. And have you finally settled? Love you. I don't know what you mean by finally settled. Are you going to post a video of your wedding on YouTube, or do you want to keep that private? I honestly don't know yet. Even with my Maldives vlog, one of the reasons why it took me so long to upload it was because it included my proposal. Initially when I edited it, I actually took my proposal out of it. I was just gonna say, oh my god guys, he proposed, but then I thought about it and I was like, you guys have been with me literally from the beginning of university. You've seen me grow, you've seen my confidence grow, you've seen me graduate. So my sort of YouTube family has been with me through some of the pivotal moments of my life, and when it comes to that part of my life, I never really showcase it on YouTube. I'll give you small snippets, but that's about it. So yeah, I battled with it for a while, but in the end I just thought, you know, I think it would be beautiful to show you guys this, especially because it was such a beautiful proposal and it was so personal and it was so private to me, which I loved. But in terms of my wedding video, I don't know yet. I don't know. I might not. I'll see how I feel. What have you learned about yourself last Yeah, confidence, number one. Not to hold on to what people say to you, but actually let them show you in their actions. And also learning, don't overemphasize how important you think you are in someone's life. Always downplay how important you think you are in someone's life as well, because when you overemphasize or overthink how important you are in someone's life, you could get quite disappointed. I also learned how to adapt, learn how to hustle, learn to save, learn how to invest my money in different ways. You are an amazing woman who has control of all aspects in life. How do you do it? Firstly, thank you for the compliment, but I definitely do not have control of every aspect of my life. I am still growing. I'm still learning. Every day is a learning process. I think I just work really hard, and now I'm getting to the stage where I'm learning to work smart as well. That is Pasoma in the background, by the way, my favorite sibling. You guys should already be used to it. He's singing to himself. Can you give any travel tips? Oh, that would be a whole video. But main tips for traveling would be sign up to a bonus scheme, like an air mile bonus scheme. So there's like Avios or Qatar, Q Miles, even some of the low budget airlines have it as well. So Norwegian has it as well. Whenever you're booking a hotel or if you're booking a resort, always go on Instagram or go online and see reviews. Whenever I'm going anywhere, I always like look on Instagram to see if anyone else has stayed there, maybe message them and see how did they find it. I did that for when I was going to Morocco, Bali, Maldives. Yeah, use social media as a tool. What vlogging camera do you use if you use one? I think I've said this before. I actually don't have a vlogging camera, so I use either my 600, or I used to use either my 600D, but I've gotten rid of that now. So I only have one camera now, which is my 80D. So I use that to film when I'm traveling, but I have now decided to get a vlogging camera. Oh, I also have a GoPro as well, but I use that more for action shots, so like underwater. Being married, how you met, the planning process. I've already answered how we met. Being married, it's amazing. Although I'm Islamically married now, I don't feel like married because we're not living together or anything like that. We're still saving and we're waiting until after the wedding. Planning process. The planning process has been pretty chilled for me. Like I said, it's more just me and my parents butting head more on the traditional side of things. I'm probably being a bit more chill than I should be, but I live under the term that I can't come and kill myself. So I know what I want now. Initially, I did not know what I want. Like I said, I wished I was one of those people that had been planning their wedding from when they were really, really young, because then I'd know I want this decoration and this, but there was so much that I didn't know what I want. But now it's coming to a point where I know what I want. I know the look and the vision I have for my wedding. Did you see your proposal coming? Did you have a clue? Destination wedding. So firstly, did you see your proposal coming? No, I didn't. Did you have a clue? Nope. Destination wedding. Yes, I am having a destination wedding. Well, some people might not see it as a destination wedding. I see it as a destination wedding. But yeah, I was definitely always going to have a destination wedding. I was never going to get married in this England. What do you live about being Gambian? I think she means what do I love about being Gambian? The food. I love our food. So those are all the questions that I got. Thank you so much to everyone who did ask me questions. If you haven't seen my first Q&A that I did, I will link it in the eye above. Once again, thank you so much for all your support and all your love. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you like this video, I think you're gonna like this video and also this video here, so I think you should check them out. If you're not already subscribed, you've got to the end of this video. I think you like me now, you might as well subscribe. So I hope you have a good morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever time you're watching this video, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.